In this guide, I will help you to understand Archaon and his faction, as well as providing you with detailed steps to take down Boris Ursus, the Legions of Chaos and Malus Darkblade within the first 20 turns. Archaon starts right outside of the Ridding Fortress with only one enemy, Helmrip. It's a Slanesh faction and that's the only one he's at war with. So let's embed the unit in here, our hero, and with the Warband recruitment you can actually recruit some units, so you don't need a settlement, but we do want to take this dark fortress first. For the purpose of this video, I will actually be playing on very hard difficulty with the AI stats modifier all the way maxed out. To get the most out of this battle, you want to flank with your cavalry as well as with your warhounds, and you want to start spirit leeching the enemy lord with Archaon. What we want to be doing here is literally flank everywhere. So we already took down their Hellstriders. And with the rest of the army, we're just going to encircle them. But as you guys can see, we can Spirit Leech him again. And he will break soon. So this battle was very easy. After the first battle, let's get down to the basics of this campaign. To win this campaign, you actually need to destroy or vassalize the Ice Court. That is Tsarina Catherine. And destroy or vassalize Ursan Revivalist, and this will be Boris, and we will take down Boris in a couple of turns, so please stay tuned. You also need to get control over the Blood Marshes and the Skull Road. Blood Marsh is basically where you are now, and the Skull Road is right next to it. We will not focus on that in this guide, but you can always just get that later on. It's a pretty easy campaign, so let's go into the Ridding Fortress here. Close victory once again. I'm going to out-resolve because it really doesn't matter. We're going to occupy and vassalize. So now we vassalize Cole and they will be right next to us over here. So my fight is actually not with Slanesh here. So we are going to peace out. Make sure you get 2000 gold here because that's the max that they can give you. And just peace out. Thank you very much. Our fight will actually be with the Khorne faction and we are going to push right on over to Boris. I suggest taking the Corpse Mount as well as the raid trophies. And another faction mechanic we are now going to use is the Gifts of Chaos. So you can choose 2 gifts early on that are unlocked and the rest you will need to unlock by ways of researching a technology. The gift we are going to use early on in this campaign is going to be the Raider's Raiment. You will actually get some cash replenishment rate and melee attack for Marauders. So for the skill points you actually want to get Campaign Movement Range and Searing Doom twice. And we're going to get another Lord here. Issues will become clear later on in this guide. And for the technology there's only one thing we can do, Scrutiny of the Gods. I really do like Infernal March and the erection of ruinous monuments early on, so be on the lookout for that. There's also the gifted units and you can get a Hell Cannon. We will get that later on, but not right now. So on turn 2 you actually want to run in your second army over here as far as possible, and you want to run Archaon close as well, but make sure you're still in your own region because you can get some replenishment. You can see over here that the Warband recruitment is not available right now in this province, but you can see over here that there are 3 units available. We will get them next turn because we want to keep our income higher and we don't want to pay unnecessary upkeep. And now is time to declare war on the Bloody Sword. So let's do that with my second army. He's the only one that can reach this settlement. And what you want to be doing with Archaon is force marching over there, but embed the units inside of the second army. If you don't give the units to your second army, you will actually have a really tired army and you don't want that. But apparently if you switch them, they are fresh. So that's amazing. And let's get some units here as well. Now this will be a decisive victory, so just auto-resolve it. And unfortunately you cannot give it to a vassal yet, but we will do that later on. So let's occupy this settlement. There's really not much you want to be doing with the Burning Monolith, but just keep it like this, but we are going to aim for the Howling Citadel next. Let's get Archaon marching over here and keep your second army inside of the settlement for additional replenishment. Now unfortunately we can barely not get Blightclaw here, but let's get the units back inside of Archaon's army. And what they're going to do is they're going to march right inside of the Howling Citadel and we can just take it. And apparently there is a Forsaken of Khorne here, and I will not pass up on that. It's a little random what you get, so get whatever you can. So luckily Archaon can barely get there, and it's already a Pyrrhic victory. Unfortunately there is no warband recruitment available, so let's just take down this settlement. So for this battle you can also recruit the Hell Cannon, but I think it's a little expensive early on, so let's just do a trick here. We're going to hide all of our units, so let's see, hidden, hidden, hidden. So if we push them all the way on the other side of the map, all of their units will spawn there, and we have free reign to take over the first initial part of this city here. So everything is hidden except for one unit. Yeah, quite a bit of them are over here, and they're moving towards the side here. We are going to run our hero back. In the meantime, I'm going to use my cavalry to break open one of the gates. Archaon is going to break open the next gate here. And a couple of our marauders are going to climb the wall so we can flank on both sides. The reason I'm breaking open this gate is because then I have a little bit more room to run my cavalry around. And the first group is already broken there. So we're just keeping them busy over here. And with our cavalry, we're actually taking a victory point here. And by keeping them away from the victory point here, we can claim the next one as well. And there we go. We haven't even touched that lord and we won because we took the victory points. And there it is. Let's occupy and vassalize this one as well. We cannot give the burning monolith yet to our vassal, but once we take the monolith of Vesterlung, we can actually do that. So we want to be bringing our second army already a little closer. Now let's get 2 points into Spirit Leech. And we can also get Chaos Strategist here. Now with our second army, we can move closer to the monolith of Vesterlung. And we can see Boris Ursus right outside of it. So let's move Archaon close as well. We are not at war yet with Boris, so don't be scared to move closer. And there we go, the bloody sword is destroyed and Boris Ursus actually took the monolith of Vesterlung. So what we can do now is we want to get the warband recruitment, we want to get our regiments of renown, and we want to get our gifted unit so that we are fully capable of dealing with Boris Ursus. And there's one more thing we want to do. So for the battle against Boris, I actually want to get the Ruinous Bulwark for the missile resistance. Let's declare war and attack him. So on legendary difficulty, I know that he has a lot of Cossars. So on legendary difficulty, he actually recruits a lot of Cossars, so you want the missile resistance. But on very hard difficulty, he recruits a lot of Kossophites. They are honestly worse than the Cossars. Let's now bring our second army in and make it so that we destroy Boris Ursus. The valiant defeat is predicted, but I think we can easily win. So with your Hell Cannon, you actually want to look where the Tsar Guard is. And we see the Tsar Guard over here, so want to be shooting them first because they actually deal a lot of damage and they're really strong. And with your Chaos Warriors with halberds, you want to take down as many of the bears as possible. Let's start a battle, and with Archaon we actually want to start Spirit Leeching the hell out of Boris Ursus. He takes a lot of damage doing this and he's not really that strong when he hits your lines. Let's make it so that we are going to deal with their Cossars and keep using Spirit Leech on Boris to weaken him. Cossars are honestly very vulnerable, same with the Kossophites. So you just want to cause a lot of disarray when charging into their lines. Be careful for their flank, but we can outflank them when they're flanking us. So I haven't lost any unit groups and we can now gift this to the vassal. So this means this vassal, he's raiding here actually, what the hell. So now we can gift the burning monolith to the vassal as well. So burning monolith, and what we want to be doing now is take down the Tower of Torment, and then we have destroyed Boris. So let's start charging already towards Boris on forced march. We want to be there as fast as possible. So what I like to do is put this army in forced march and have Archaon in ambush stance over here right at the border so that we can actually drag their army in. And now we also can get Infernal March for campaign movement range and battle reinforcement time. And like I predicted here, they are going to attack and you will ambush them. So you can actually get the auto resolve, decisive victory, you can get some money and you can get the replenishment here. And that's basically why you need a second army. This army can now actually get to the Tower of Torment. Archaon could barely not make it, so that's another advantage of the second army here. And let's take this settlement. So we actually want to give this to our vassal instead of subjugating Boris, because he isn't going to give us corruption, and that will basically tank our public order, and that is something we really don't want. So it's better to get rid of him, and we need to destroy or subjugate his faction anyway. So, and now at turn 9 we actually destroyed the Ursan Revivalists. Let's get to the Legions of Chaos as well. And because we honestly have no time to lose, we want to be getting on our way to our next Dark Fortress site, the Crystal Spires. And it's like he knows. He wants a non-aggression pact. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Right on cue. The other side, our other front, is actually secured by Tamurkhan by getting a military access pact here. And let's grab the non-aggression pact as well. So it's like I wanted. The Legions of Chaos have actually taken the Crystal Spires, and there is 10 Warband recruitment here. And there we have him, Hargot Death Metal. What a name. Wow. Okay, we're marching inside of his province, and we can recruit next turn a little bit more units before we actually take on his Dark Fortress here. And in the meantime we can get Dark Diplomacy, and after that we can get Erection of Ruinous Monuments. Now let's grab all of these units. We instantly have a really strong army, and he didn't see any threat in us, so let's take him down. And with 2 armies we grab a Pyrrhic victory here. I'm going to auto-resolve this because we don't lose any unit groups, but you can fight this yourself as well, but this is a really annoying fight. Let's occupy it because it's a Dark Fortress site, and now we have a whole lot of replenishment, so we really didn't need to fight him. And there's still a military presence in here, so he has another army. We moved a little closer here with my second army, and we can see that the army is probably in Volcano's Heart, so we don't really need to be careful here. So our vassal is now going to target the Port of Secrets, so we can actually go for Volcano's Heart, where the enemy is actually stationed. And in one turn, he's all the way replenished as well. So this does not happen on legendary difficulty, but Epidemius actually took down the Legions of Chaos here. And now we are going to take down Epidemius. So both my forces can actually go over there. Let's declare war. Let's make sure both of our forces are going to attack. We can already win a Pyrrhic victory with 1 force. But now that the second army is coming in, should be pretty easy. Close victory. And that's when we take down the Taliman. I give that to my vassal as well. Now we can see one of the armies over here, so he actually ran out of the settlement there. And in one turn the Port of Secrets is going to get occupied as well. Unfortunately here the army keeps running away. What I should have done is movement block it here so that they had to attack me to get out of the situation. And let's get a trade agreement with the Redkin. And Tong now finally got the Port of Secrets. And we honestly want their second army over there as well. But what we can do is we can attack now with Archaon, easily get the Forest of Decay. And occupy that. And let's give the settlement to our vassal. Should have done that earlier, but I didn't realize it wasn't the Dark Fortress. And to take down Nurgle, we actually use our second army. Same for this, the Tower of Flies. And we're almost at Malus Darkblade, our end point over here. So let's rush in. And we want to be taking down this last army very soon. We can take down the last settlement of Epidemius here now. And now we want to be rushing towards the Dark Elves. And let's now take down our death metal guy here again. We're going to give to vassal. And that is the Legion of Chaos destroyed. And now in 20 turns you have destroyed the Legions of Chaos as well as Boris Ursus. Now there's only one left, and that is the Dark Elves over here. Now we're going to position ourselves right outside of Blackrock. Put ourselves in encampment position. And bring our second army in so we can reinforce the next turn. Now we're going to get the maximum amount of units we can actually get. We're still making money. And we're going to reinforce over here. And at the same time, we're going to attack with Archaon. Declare war. They're joined by Nagaron, but we have way more allies. Once again, will be a close victory as occupied because it's a dark fortress and we can just get the units that we lost back very quickly. Once again, grab these buildings. Now, turn 23, Malus presents himself and we can easily take down the rest of their settlements if he's taken down. So let's bait him in. Make sure we have a healthy army. This is good enough. And let's pop ourselves into ambush stance here to drag him in. And it's like I wanted. We can now take down Malus Darkblade. Unfortunately, they predict a Pyrrhic victory, so I lose quite a bit of my army if I don't fight it. But we are going to fight ourselves. And we are going to take down Malus Darkblade here and the rest of his faction.
So the only thing you really want to be doing in this fight with Archaon is Spirit Leeching Malus Darkblade. Most of this fight will be very easy, you can just run them down. But the only thing you need to worry about really is Malus Darkblade. So keep your Winds of Magic and keep Spirit Leeching Malus. He eventually turns into Archaon, and that's basically his last form. So keep leeching and then he will be dead quickly. And there we go, Pyrrhic victory, it's okay. So it was quite a costly battle against Malus, but now he's dead. You can actually take down his last two settlements over here. That is the Blighted Grove and the Cliff of Beasts. Then you take down Malus. The next step you can take in this campaign is actually confederating Sigvald. He is in the west, and afterwards I suggest taking down the dwarves to the south and pushing slowly down to Catherine, and then you win the campaign. You can ally with the Chaos Dwarves, and basically towards your east there is nothing really that stands in your way. You still need to get the Skull Road and the Blood Marshes together, and this will be a very easy campaign. Thank you guys for watching my Archaon the Ever Chosen guide for Total Warhammer 3 on the Immortal Empires map. Hopefully it was some useful information. Let me know if you guys are missing something in these guides, but I will be making much more, and I will see you guys next time.